What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Scorpio sun sign friends. If you're born between the dates of October 23rd and November 21st, then you are a Scorpio sun sign, and this video is for you. 2018 is upon us, friends, and 2017 was a crazy year. I don't have to tell you about what a year 2017 was. You were there, you already know. So, 2018 is upon us, and I wanted to show appreciation for all of you for liking, sharing, supporting my channel in 2017. And the way I wanted to show my love and my gratitude to you is by doing a year ahead spread. And what we're going to do today is take a look at the year of 2018, see what it holds for us, what's in store for us. And we're going to look at it month by month and see what each month the major energies are going to be. Remember, this is a general overall reading, and it applies to you in a general, non-specific way. But if you want a more specific reading that's tailored just for you, I'm willing to do a reading. This is not on my Etsy shop, so if you want a reading, if you want a year ahead reading, please contact me through email. The email address is in the link in the description below, and I'll be asking $40 for that. And we're gonna go more in depth. We'll make a video of it so you can reference it throughout the year. So if you want that, send me an email, let me know, and we can work something out. I'm going to be using the Llewellyn Tarot for each month, and then I asked the Keepers of the Light Oracle what spiritual theme we have to work through, and I asked the Nature's Whispers Oracle what message it had for Scorpios in November. So let's dive into it. I've already laid the cards out, we're ready to go, so let's check it out. We're going to start with the month of January, and this card here represents January. And we've got a major arcana already. It's the Strength card. I get the feeling that January is going to be a time for you to kind of step into your power. You know, as December closes, I think we're going to find that January is a time for us to really build confidence, build abilities, and kind of have more belief in ourselves and what we're capable of. I think January is going to be a year for you to come into your own, a month, excuse me, for you to come into your own and start to feel more self-confident. I think that's the main thing to say about this is self-confidence is going to be blossoming in January, which is beautiful because I'm a Scorpio, and I can feel I second guess myself a lot, and I assume that's a trait of Scorpios, but January seems like it's going to be a time to break away from that kind of energy and move into a time of more self-assurance. So very positive vibe coming from January. What a great way to start the year off. It seems good already. So let's move into the month of February, and we've got us the Page of Cups. I get the feeling that February is going to be kind of an emotional time for a lot of us, where there's going to be a lot of things around us that cause us to react emotionally. And, as a result, if we're not 100% in charge of our emotions, if we're not in control of our emotions, sometimes we can kind of react emotionally to things, and that can get us into some trouble. So I do see this as a possibility in February, as, the world is, jostling us around, and almost like we're in a washing machine, right? That's kind of the feeling. Like, look at this guy. He's just sitting on a cliff. The waves are crashing all around him. The water symbolizing emotion. And, as emotions around us are swirling, it's easy to kind of react to them, or react because of them, I should say. And that's something to avoid. So February is going to be a time where we have the potential for maybe making a misstep and maybe doing something we regret. So it's going to be very important that in the month of February you stay on top of things. You think before you act. You don't wallow in negativity. Focus on the positive, and I think February will be an easier month to deal with. All right, let's move into March. And for March, we've got the Fool, another major arcana. Okay, I'm seeing March as an opportunity for you to start something new. The Fool is, the first steps in a new adventure. Not really worrying or thinking about what's coming down on step 17, but just worrying about the first step, thinking about the first step, taking that first step, which is usually the hardest, right? The first step is the hardest. They always say that. And that's, the energy of March is going to be one where you're willing to take that first step. And it's a general reading. I can't say specifically what that first step is going to be, but it's going to be something new and something different, and it's going to feel like an adventure, at least at the start. So it looks like March is going to be a chance for you to kind of switch gears, start on something new. This usually means that something has ended, but maybe this can be an addition to your life, and where you start a new hobby or a new job, or you decide to go on a trip somewhere, or you start a new art project, something along those lines. You're going to feel inspired to do that, and so March is going to be a great time for you to start new things, and it's going to be a time where you're going to feel enthusiastic about it. So if you're going to start something new, March is the month to do it. All right, let's move on to April. Aha, speaking of new, we've got the Ace of Wands. I think this something that you started in March is really going to extend into April, and I'm getting the sense now that this is quite a large project, or quite a large change in your life. And the Ace of Wands here is, it's about starting new. It's about putting new energy and new action into something. And whatever this is, whatever new thing that you decided on in March, I think you're going to really get into the weeds, as they say, in April, and really get started and start creating, really starting to put energy into this thing. Whereas March might have been more of a decision to start something, April is more of the time for you to put the action into it and really get things rolling, and do the first steps, take the first steps towards manifesting whatever this is. And again, I'm sorry I can't be more specific, and it's going to be different for all of you, but I think you'll know it when you see it, when the month comes. So yeah, April's going to be a time for you to get down and dirty and really put in work towards making this new thing take off. All right, let's check out May. Oh, in May we've got the Six of Wands. And, this card is about leadership. It's about coming into your own, self-confidence, growing. And I think all those things probably are going to be a result of whatever new thing you've started. I'm seeing success, basically. Whatever thing that you started is going to be pretty successful. I think other people are going to take notice. I think people are going to see what you're doing, and they'll get behind you. You'll have the support of your friends, your family, the people in your life will support you, and they'll see you as almost like maybe a leader, sort of. They'll look up to you as they might a leader, because you're doing something that's new and unique, and it takes skill and courage and talent, and it's something that people look up to. So May is going to be a great time. It's going to feel great. You're going to be kind of feeling rewarded for all the hard work that you've been putting in the last 2 months. And the rewards are going to feel, they're going to be healthy, they're going to be good for your ego, and your ego is going to take a boost from it, because, like I said, people around you are going to start to take notice, and they're going to start to support you more. So it's going to help the ego. It's also going to help you feel like more of a leader, which is going to give you more self-confidence, which is going to boost your morale. So I do see May as a time for you to grow in that respect, and to increase your self-confidence. All right, next comes June, and in June we've got Temperance. I think June's going to be about finding the balance. Maybe there's too much wand energy here. You put in a lot of work in the last couple months in April and May, and you've been doing a lot, and maybe it's time for you to get more balance. Maybe allow more emotions to enter into your life. Maybe allow more intuition. Maybe even allow more logic into your life, so that you're a little bit more balanced. So I do feel like this is almost like a downtime where it's time to do some energetic work, and it's time to see where your imbalances are in June, and it's time to figure out how you can get more into balance. This involves, aligning the chakras, making sure the chakras are healthy and open, and making sure they're all in balance and synergistic. I think that's a word, right? And so, yeah, I do feel as though maybe there's a little bit of a pause in whatever goals you're trying to accomplish, and this is going to be a pause so that you can do some more self-work. And not necessarily a pause, but I think things will calm down a little bit, right? Things are going to calm down so that you can work on the self a little bit more, which is so important, so critically important, as we have a lot of ambitious energy here going for it. But when we go for it, when we try to create outside of ourselves, we can oftentimes forget about the internal work that needs to be done. So that's what the kind of the focus of June may be for you. After June comes July, and we've got the Knight of Cups. So having found that balance, having gotten into more in touch with your emotions, July is going to be a time for you to kind of act on your emotions. And your emotions are indicators, right? Those negative emotions that you feel are indications that you should stay away from whatever caused it. Those positive emotions that you feel are indications that you should move towards whatever is causing those positive emotions. And I see the Knight of Cups as someone who is going to move towards those positive things and take action towards those positive things, because he or she wants to feel more positivity, wants to feel good, wants to feel just full and complete and fulfilled. And that's what following your emotions will get you. And that's the feeling I'm getting here, is following your emotions and actually pushing towards more emotions, not just following them, but creating more. And so July is going to be a time for you to create more positive emotions as a result of being balanced due to the temperance energy from the previous month. So I do feel as though we're getting more balanced here midsummer if you're in the northern hemisphere. But let's check out August. Oh, and in August we've got the Hermit. This is the card of doing self-work. This is the card of meditation, of going inward, of maybe removing yourself from society a little bit so that you can work on the self. So definitely getting some introspection here. It looks like the summertime's a time to get introspective. Interesting. You usually expect that in the winter when it's cold and you don't want to go outside as much and that sort of thing. But summertime seems like a time for you to advance spiritually, advance emotionally, and really figure yourself out. Learn about yourself. And yes, we can challenge ourselves in the outside world, and that teaches us about ourselves. And that's one way to do it. But the feeling I'm getting from these cards here is that we're going to learn about ourselves from the inside out. We're going to go inward. We're going to spend more time to ourselves. We're going to analyze ourselves and pal around with our guides, know our guides better and learn from our guides, that sort of thing. And we do that through meditation. We do that through introspection. And that's kind of the gist of August that I'm getting. So yeah, so it looks like the summer is going to be time for self-improvement. And then we move into September, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles. And it seems like the cessation of that hermit energy is going to bring inspiration. And the inspiration is going to be in the form of making money, going out there and creating and manifesting for yourself. So having done the internal work, having figured out our motives and learned about ourselves more, now it's time for us to realize that yes, we got to make that money. We got to go live in this world. So using that newfound vigor, I think we're going to go out there and we're going to try to attract money, bring money to us. And this could come through work. It could come through you energetically, trying to attract money on an energetic level. It should come through both. That's how you make money, is attracting it to you energetically and putting in the work. When you do both of those things, it's a lot easier to create and to manifest. And this is not necessarily money, but this is about bringing those physical, tangible things to you. A house, a car, food, clothes, medicine, that sort of thing. Anything you can touch, anything in this 3D world, and going out there and getting it. So definitely feeling as though September is going to be a time for us to get back on track as far as the 3D physical Earth realm, and get out of that internal space and get back out into the world. That's September. All right, let's check out October, and it's back. It's more Pentacles, and this time we've got the Page of Pentacles. Whereas we had the Knight last month, we were doing things and getting things done. I see October is almost like maybe a little mini setback where we have a little bit of an issue, and we're not 100% experienced in creating and manifesting and working and earning, right? Not 100% experienced, and maybe we make a little bit of a mistake. Maybe we get caught in the pentacle energy a little bit too much. We lose focus of ourself, our inner self, of our emotions, of our intuition, and we get a little bit too focused on money, on the physical 3D Earth realm. And that can, cause us to become out of balance again. All that work that the temperance brought in June, kind of now we've gone off into the pentacle energy, and we're kind of a little bit lost in it in October. And we're really focused on the physical world. And, it's important, right? We have to make money. We have to eat. But the page here is telling me that it's a little bit much. Maybe we're a little bit childlike in the way that we want stuff, almost like a kid on Christmas yeah, it's cool to hang out with friends and family, right, on Christmas, but I'm really concerned about the presents. That sort of thing, right? So that's October. So be careful about that. Don't go too far into that energy if you can avoid it. Now let's move into November. We've got the Five of Wands. And it's, it goes without saying, when we become out of balance, we start to lose focus. We start to, not be so in touch with the higher realms. And when we're not in touch with the higher realms, we allow other people to kind of affect us. And that's what the Five of Wands is saying here in November, that there's going to be some grating, some friction with other people. And this could result in arguments, debates, discussions. This could result in people blocking you from achieving what you're trying to achieve, getting in your way. People just not being on the same level as you, okay? And this is your fault. You're 50% to blame. In any argument, in any altercation, you're at least 50% to blame at all times. And it's important to remember that. If you know that, then you can start to make steps towards avoiding it or to fixing the problem, because now you've realized your part in the endeavor. And it's going to be important in November to realize that you have a part in anything that's not going your way. You've created it, you've manifested it, you've allowed it to continue, and you've nurtured it, whether you realize it or not. It was done on an emotional, energetic level. It was done through your subconscious. It was done even partly through your conscious mind. And once you realize that, now you've taken responsibility, and I think we can move past this energy in November. But that's going to be a lesson for us in November, is to learn that, there has been some friction, and it's our faults. We've created it, we've caused it, and now it's time to heal from it. Which brings us to the last month of the year, December. We've got the Six of Cups. Very childlike energy from this card right now. And December is the holiday season, and it's a time for us to, feel like a kid again. Baking cookies or whatever you do, putting up the Christmas tree, opening presents. It's Christmas is magical for a child, and I think that December of next year is going to bring some of that magic into your life. It's going to help you to get into more of a childlike quality, which is what we need, especially after the month of November, where we are having very adult problems. Now in December, it's time for us to kind of sit back, unwind, relax, be a little bit more innocent. Remember the days of yore, right? Remember the days of yore when you were an infant or a child, and all you were concerned about was playing and being happy. So happy month for December is what I'm getting. Just realize that if you're dwelling too far into the past or too much into the past, it does hurt us a little bit. So I would caution you in December to not forget about the present. Don't forget about the present. The present's very important, and we can't forget about it. So, Scorpio friends, looking at this now, this year that we've seen here in 2018, I do feel as though the start of the year is gonna start with a bang. I mean, the first 4 months are just 5 months even, are gonna be productive. You're gonna feel inspired. There's some things you got to work on. But for the most part, I see a drive here in the first 4 or 5 months of the year, where you're just trying to get something off its get his legs off the ground. What is the expression? I don't know. You're trying to get a project going, or whatever that new thing is, and but you're gonna finally in the start of summer, I do feel that it's going to be a time to delve inwards and put that thing to the side. Less focus on that new thing that you're trying to start, and really focus on the self and learn more about yourself, and go into the spiritual realms, get in connection to your higher self, to your guides, to your angels, and things like that, and learn more about yourself. But when you do come out of it at the end of summer, I do feel as though there's going to be some, I don't know, going off into the pentacle energy, and it's fine. You need to make money, you need to create on this physical realm, but don't get lost in it, is my advice, as you move into autumn or fall, and then moving into winter. And then winter is going to bring some challenges as far as getting back into balance, getting back into harmony. But I think by December, I think you will find that harmony again, and we'll start all over. And then you can watch my next next year's year in review video and see what the next year's in store for you. So it looks like an interesting year. It seems to be split up into 3 chunks: getting something new off the ground, learning about the self, and then going back into the physical world with the new knowledge that you've gained. So very interesting, Scorpios. It looks like it's going to be a productive year. I think both physically for your finances, emotionally for your intuition and going inward, and I think it's going to be a beneficial year for your confidence. I see a lot of confidence boosting cards here, so I think you're going to grow more self-confidence this year, and it's going to be a year where you learn to trust yourself more and learn more about yourself and just become a stronger person. And it's going to start in January, and the roller coaster ride is not going to end until December. So that is the year in review. Now, before we go, we asked the Keepers of the Light Oracle what the spiritual theme of 2018 will be for Scorpio sun signs, and we've got Saint Germain, karma releasing, move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. And that's exactly right. This side of the reading here is all about creating your own path. It's all about deciding that you want to do something new, you want to start something that's hasn't been done yet, and it's about creating your own path. And then here is making room for good energy. Wow, it's amazing what this card is saying. This is making room for good energy, going into the inner space and making room for growth by doing the internal work. And then move beyond drama right here. This is the drama that's going to be coming. And, when we get grounded into this earth realm, of course, drama comes with it. And it's going to be about moving past it. And that's what's going to occur finally in December, I do feel like, is that you're going to move past the drama and you're going to come out better because of it. So this card is absolutely perfect. Move beyond drama, create your own path, and make room for good energy. All right, and then here we asked the Nature's Whispers Oracle what message it had for Scorpio sun signs this upcoming year in 2018. And we've got celebrate differences. There's a lot happening in this card. Give me a moment to go into it. In fact, I got to get a closer view. Excuse me. All right, the feeling I'm getting here is that there's 2 sides to you. There's the spiritual, emotional side to you, and there's the earthbound, physical side to you. And it's important this year that you realize that, these 2 sides of you come together to create you. And so often we're in conflict, with our inner voice and the voice that society is telling us that we should listen to. Do you know what I mean? We have this thing that's drawing us towards spirituality, and then this thing that's drawing us towards the physical earth realm. And we feel like we have to exist in both worlds because we do. And a lot of the time we'll kind of look at these differences and we'll feel as though we're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We're 2 different people. But this card is saying that the message for this year is that these 2 things are the same side, different sides of the same coin. That you are both things at once. And in order to synergize those things, you have to celebrate each side. You can't knock one side and celebrate the other. You have to accept both sides of you and bring those 2 things together. And when you do that, you will be able to bring down spiritual information from the higher realms and ground it into earth and make it manifest in this earth realm. Not everyone can do that. And that's something that you're going to learn this year. You're going to be better at it. And that's something to remember, that you can't fight one side of you because it is you. And if you're fighting one side of you, you're fighting against yourself. You're stopping yourself from growth. You're holding yourself back. And that's going to be the lesson, the message for this year. So, all right, Scorpio friends, it's a great year indeed, headed towards a lot of growth. Is what I'm getting for 2018. Remember, this is a general reading, and if you want a reading where I tap into your energies and we look at the year ahead for you, then send me an email and let me know that you want one. It'll be $40 through PayPal, and like I said, I'll make a video and you can look back on it whenever you want throughout the year. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this. It lets me know you got something out of it, that you enjoyed it, and it helps the video, so I'd appreciate that. Put any questions, comments, or anything you want to say about this upcoming year or about this reading in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you really enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button to stay up to date. I got a lot of videos planned for 2018 you don't want to miss out on, monthly readings, weekly readings, all sorts of things like this. So hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it. I promise. Alright, Scorpio friends, we got an interesting year ahead of us, room for a lot of growth. It's going to be about moving beyond drama, creating our own path, and making room for good energy. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. So, I want to wish you the best year possible, Scorpio friends. Leave a like if you enjoy this. Happy taroting. Peace.